Hello and welcome to Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha with News Tonight, where we get you the day's biggest news stories from across India and the world. But before we begin the bulletin, Sabha TV appeals to all its viewers to stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Wear face masks, wash hands and face regularly, and maintain physical distancing while stepping outside. Remember, these simple precautions are all that it takes to defeat the pandemic. And now, let's get you the top stories. President Ramnath Kovind to inaugurate the Conference of All India Presiding Officers at Kevadia tomorrow. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla to address participants. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the concluding session on Constitution Day. Prime Minister Modi reviews COVID-19 situation with chief ministers, reiterates government's commitment to provide vaccine to all, seeks comprehensive action plan for vaccine distribution. Cyclonic storm Nivar strengthens over Bay of Bengal. NDRF teams deployed to deal with emergency. Prime Minister Modi assures all help to Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. Bihar MLAs to elect Assembly Speaker tomorrow. Nominations filed by senior BJP leader Vinay Sinha and Awadh Bihari Chaudhary of RJD. NDA has 126 MLAs in the 243-member House. Government blocks 43 Chinese mobile apps. Action taken for engaging in activities threatening sovereignty and integrity of India. The 80th All India Presiding Officers Conference will be held on 25th and 26th of November in Kevadia, Gujarat. The year 2020 marks the centenary year of the conference. The theme this year is Harmonious Coordination between Legislature, Executive and Judiciary, Key to a Vibrant Democracy. My colleague Kriti Mishra brings us this ground report. President Ramnath Kovind will inaugurate the conference on 25th November. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla will grace the occasion. On 26th November, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the valedictory session. The nation is completing 71 years of adoption of the Constitution on 26th November. The theme of the conference is dedicated to safeguarding constitutional values. On Constitution Day, all delegates will be led by Prime Minister Modi in reciting the preamble to the Constitution of India.
सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल की विश्व की सबसे विशालतम मूर्ति के सानिध्य में हम 2 दिवसीय पीठासीन अधिकारियों का सम्मेलन कल से शुरू करने वाले हैं। पीठासीन अधिकारियों के सम्मेलन की परंपरा 1921 से है और ये हमारा 80वां पीठासीन अधिकारियों का सम्मेलन है।
Presiding officers of legislatures will discuss the need for better coordination between the 3 pillars of democracy at the conference. A resolution will be adopted at the closing ceremony on 26th November. An exhibition will also be held on the same day.
हमारे लोकसभा और राज्यसभा के संरक्षक माननीय राष्ट्रपति जी के उद्घाटन सत्र के से शुरू होगा। 25 तारीख को माननीय राष्ट्रपति जी के मुख्य आतिथ्य में ये सम्मेलन शुरू होगा, जिसमें देश के उपराष्ट्रपति, राज्यसभा के सभापति माननीय वेंकैया नायडू जी, राजस्थान के, गुजरात के राज्यपाल महोदय, संसदीय कार्य मंत्री सहित देश के पीठासीन अधिकारी उसमें उपस्थित होंगे।
The All India Presiding Officers Conference was launched in 1921. Since then, the conference has been trying to strengthen democratic processes while promoting unity in Indian legislatures. The conference provides a platform to share new ideas, views and experiences with all presiding officers in India. The previous conference in 2019 was held in Dehradun, Uttarakhand.
The conference may also deliberate on the reports of the 3 committees formed last year on the use of information technologies in the functioning of the legislatures. It may also discuss about the code of conduct of the members to minimize disruptions and also review the powers of the presiding officers. Reporting from Kevadia with camera person Yogesh, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
In fact, Kriti is also joining us live from Kevadia, the venue of the Presiding Officers Conference. Good evening, Kriti. So what are the kind of preparations that have been made to mark the centenary year of the All India Presiding Officers Conference?
Well, very good evening, Tina. And as you know that this is the centenary year and also the fact that we'll be celebrating the 71st Constitution Day. So, in fact, a very special day that would be there, and all the presiding officers will pledge that day to strengthen the legislatures and also to make the legislatures more accountable. Remember, legislatures mirror the aspirations of people of India. So this is a very important platform for sharing the ideas or experiences or even thoughts. In fact, most of the changes or the innovative changes that we've had in our parliamentary democracy, they find their roots to the deliberations of this conference for the last 80 years that it has been happening. So a very important discussion that would take place would be on the code of conduct of the members of the legislatures or in fact parliament in order to minimize disruptions and also to review the powers of the presiding officers and of course on the reports that were given by the committees formed during the last meeting. So of course it would be inaugurated by President of India, Vice President of India, Speaker of Lok Sabha would also be present on the occasion. The valedictory address would be given by the Prime Minister. And of course, the focus of the entire conference is for harmonious coordination between the executive, judiciary and legislature and to strengthen our constitutional values. Over to you, Tina.
All right, Kriti, thank you very much for joining us with those details. We'll come back to you tomorrow to understand what happened on the first day of the All India Presiding Officers Conference. Thank you very much for the moment. In fact, Kriti has also filed this report taking us through the kind of arrangements that have been made ahead of the 80th All India Presiding Officers Conference. Let's take a look at that as well.
Kevadia is all set to hold the 80th All India Presiding Officers Conference. You can see behind me, preparations are in full swing. Strict COVID protocol is being followed. Massive testing facilities are in place. Also, elaborate security arrangements have been made. As we know that the theme for this year's conference is harmonious coordination between executive, legislature and judiciary. And also the fact that many innovations in our parliamentary democracy trace their root to the deliberations in this conference. And now also the platform is ready for exchange of ideas to strengthen our democracy further. Reporting from Kevadia with camera person Yogesh, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu offered floral tributes at the statue of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in Kevadia. The Statue of Unity is dedicated to Iron Man Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the first Home Minister of independent India. Here's a report.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu was welcomed by the Speaker of Gujarat Vidhan Sabha Rajendra Trivedi, Secretary General of Rajya Sabha Desh Deepak Verma and senior officials on his arrival at Kevadia. The Vice President then offered floral tributes at the statue of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in Kevadia. Along with Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, he also visited the museum that catalogues the life of Sardar Patel and his contributions. At 182 meters, The Statue of Unity is 23 meters taller than China's Spring Temple Buddha statue and almost double the height of the Statue of Liberty in the United States. Located on the Sadhu Bet Island near Rajpipla on the Narmada River, the Statue of Unity is located between the Satpura and the Vindhya mountain ranges. It is built as an ode to the Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the first Home Minister of independent India, who is credited with bringing all 562 princely states of the country into the fold of the Republic of India. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
So preparations are on in full swing for the two-day All India Presiding Officers Conference at Kevadia. Here's a report that my colleague Kriti Mishra has filed on the importance of Kevadia.
In the picturesque backdrop of the Vindhyas and Satpura mountain ranges on the tranquil shores of the sacred Narmada River, the small tribal town of Kevadia is all set to hold the 80th All India Presiding Officers Conference. Constructed in memory of Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Statue of Unity towers over Kevadia as one of the world's iconic statue structure. The Kevadia tourism circuit covers 35 tourist spots that include the Valley of Flowers, Vishwa Van, Jungle Safari, Cactus Garden, Butterfly Garden, Ekta Nursery, Tent City, Khalwani Ecotourism, Zarwani Ecotourism, Nauka Vihar and river rafting, located around the periphery of the statue and the Narmada Dam. This will be the first time that the President and the Vice President will attend the conference, and the first where the Prime Minister will deliver an address virtually. Lok Sabha Speaker as well as Speakers of State Legislative Assemblies will be present.
President Ramnath Kovind boarded the Air India 1 B777 aircraft on Tuesday for its inaugural flight to Chennai. This was the first flight of the Air India 1 B777 aircraft with the head of the state on board. The aircraft is fuel efficient and has state-of-the-art interiors with reduced noise levels. On the occasion, President Kovind commended the pilots, crew members and the entire team of Air India and the Indian Air Force for operating the state-of-the-art aircraft. The President visited Tirupati in Andhra Pradesh to offer prayers at the Sri Venkateshwara Swami Temple. Time for a quick break on News Tonight. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Do stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired a high-level meeting with chief ministers to review the status and preparedness of COVID-19 response and management. The meeting was also attended by representatives of Haryana, Delhi, Chhattisgarh, Kerala, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Gujarat and also West Bengal that are witnessing a surge in COVID-19 cases. The Prime Minister discussed a nationwide vaccine distribution plan with the heads of all states. More details in this report.
In his interaction with chief ministers, Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserted that the mission to administer the coronavirus vaccine to every citizen is like a national commitment. He assured the chief ministers that the government is closely watching the progress of the vaccine development and is in contact with Indian manufacturers, global regulators and governments of other countries.
इतना बड़ा टीकाकरण अभियान स्मूथ हो, सिस्टमेटिक हो और सस्टेन हो, ये लंबा चलने वाला है। हम सभी को, हर सरकार को, हर संगठन को एकजुट होकर के कोऑर्डिनेशन के साथ एक टीम के रूप में काम करना ही पड़ेगा। साथियों, वैक्सीन को लेकर भारत के पास जैसा अनुभव है वो दुनिया के बड़े-बड़े देशों को भी नहीं है। हमारे लिए जितनी जरूरी है स्पीड है, उतनी ही जरूरी है सेफ्टी भी है। भारत जो भी वैक्सीन अपने नागरिकों को देगा वो हर वैज्ञानिक कसौटी पर खरी होगी।
The modalities of vaccine delivery, distribution and administration were also discussed at the meeting.
रिकवरी रेट और फर्टिलिटी रेट दोनों ही मामलों में भारत दुनिया के अधिकतर देशों से बहुत संभली हुई स्थिति में है। टेस्टिंग हो, कंफर्मेशन, कॉन्टैक्ट ट्रेसिंग, डेटा, इन सारी जुड़ी किसी भी तरह की कमी को हमें सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता देते हुए उसको ठीक करना होगा। पॉजिटिविटी रेट को 5% के दायरे में लाना ही होगा। आरटी-पीसीआर टेस्ट का अनुपात बढ़ना चाहिए। जो घरों में आइसोलेटेड मरीज हैं, उनकी मॉनिटरिंग ज्यादा बेहतर तरीके से करनी होगी। आप भी जानते हैं कि अगर वहां थोड़ी भी ढिलाई रही तो मरीज बहुत गंभीर स्थिति में अस्पताल आता है, फिर हम बचा नहीं पाते हैं।
The Prime Minister cautioned states and union territories against any laxity in the efforts to fight the pandemic. He called for reducing the positivity rate to at least 5%.
स्टोरेज की जरूरत रहेगी। मुझे लगता है कि राज्यों ने इस पर अभी बल दे करके व्यवस्थाएं खड़ी कर देना शुरू कर देना चाहिए। कहां-कहां संभव हो गए, उसके पैरामीटर्स क्या हो गए, उस पर हमें यहां से सूचनाएं तो डिपार्टमेंट को चली गई है, लेकिन इसको अब इम्प्लीमेंट करने के हमने रेडी रखना पड़ेगा। और जरूरत पड़ी तो अतिरिक्त सप्लाई भी सुनिश्चित की जाएगी और इसका विस्तृत प्लान बहुत जल्द ही राज्य सरकारों के साथ मिलकर के तय कर दिया जाएगा। हमारी राज्यों की और केंद्र की टीम साथ लगातार वो बातचीत कर रहे हैं, काम चल रहा है। केंद्र सरकार ने राज्यों से कुछ समय पहले आग्रह किया था कि स्टेट लेवल पर एक स्टीयरिंग कमेटी एवं स्टेट और डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पर टास्क फोर्स का, और मैं तो चाहूंगा कि ब्लॉक लेवल तक हम जितना जल्दी ये व्यवस्थाएं खड़ी करेंगे।
The Chief Minister has provided detailed feedback of the ground situation as well as post-COVID-19 complications, testing, door-to-door surveys and restrictions on the size of public gatherings, crowds, awareness campaigns and the use of face masks. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
India continues to record less than 50,000 new cases of COVID-19 for the last 17 days. Active caseload too continues to shrink, with less than 4.4 lakh active cases recorded in the country. India reported 37,975 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours, taking the country's total tally to 91,77,000. While 480 deaths pushed the total death toll in the country to 1,34,218. There are 4,38,000 active cases of coronavirus in the country as of now, while 42,314 people have recovered from the disease in the last 24 hours. Total recoveries have now crossed 86 lakh in the country, whereas the overall recovery rate stands at 93.75%. Nearly 11 lakh samples were tested in the last 24 hours. India's total cumulative tests have crossed 13.3 crore. But some states, including Delhi, continue to record high number of cases. Delhi, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Kerala and Rajasthan continue to log the highest daily infections, accounting for 50% of all cases in the country. Barring Rajasthan and Kerala, the top three states along with Haryana and Karnataka also saw the maximum COVID-related deaths in the country, accounting for 52% of all one-day fatalities. And the Supreme Court on Tuesday sought the centre's response on a plea for fixing the maximum rate for the RT-PCR test for COVID-19 uniformly all over the country. A three-judge bench issued notices to the Health Ministry on the petition seeking a direction to the government to fix the maximum rate for the RT-PCR test to 400 rupees uniformly across the country. An RT-PCR test presently costs between 900 to 2,800 rupees as fixed by different state governments. The next hearing on this matter will take place after 2 weeks. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday spoke to the Chief Ministers of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry on the situation arising in the wake of Cyclone Nivar and assured them of all possible support from the centre. The Prime Minister assured all possible support from the centre to both these states. The deep depression over the southwest Bay of Bengal has intensified into the cyclonic storm Nivar early Tuesday morning. It has triggered widespread rain in several districts of Tamil Nadu and also Puducherry. Chennai and its suburbs have witnessed intermittent rain since last evening. Cyclone Nivar is very likely to intensify into a severe cyclonic storm in the next 24 hours. The Tamil Nadu government has declared a public holiday in the state on Wednesday as the state braces for the crossover of Cyclone Nivar late on the 25th November evening. As per the government order, only essential services will operate on Wednesday. With Cyclone Nivar set to cross the Tamil Nadu and Puducherry coasts on 25th November, 22 NDRF teams have been pre-positioned to the affected areas of Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and also Andhra Pradesh.
हमारी टीमें अवेलेबल हैं अक्रॉस द 3 स्टेट्स जो पोटेंशियली अफेक्टेड स्टेट्स हैं, जिसमें कि मैं मानता हूं कि तमिलनाडु और पौंडीचेरी ज़्यादा अफेक्टेड होने की संभावना है और उससे थोड़ा कमतर आंध्र प्रदेश के जिले होंगे। कुल 22 टीमें ऑलरेडी ग्राउंड पर उपलब्ध हैं जो कि स्टॉर्म फेसिंग है टुवर्ड्स द कोस्ट हैं और 8 टीमें हम लोगों को बटालियन हेडक्वार्टर में रेस्पेक्टिव स्टैंड बाई में है अरकोनम और विजयवाड़ा में। इसलिए 22 + 8 30 टीमें हम लोग कमिट कर चुके हैं इस साइक्लोन को फेस करने के लिए।
The government on Tuesday blocked access to 43 more Chinese mobile applications. The blocked apps include Alibaba Workbench, AliExpress, Alipay Cashier, Camcard and VDate. This action was taken based on the inputs regarding these apps for engaging in activities which are prejudicial to sovereignty and integrity, defense, security of state and public order. The Ministry of Electronics and IT has issued the order for blocking the access of these apps by users in India based on the comprehensive reports received from Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center. Earlier on the 29th of June, the government had blocked access to 59 mobile applications, and then again on the 2nd of September, 118 more applications were banned under Section 69A of the Information Technology Act. India on Tuesday unveiled new development initiatives for Afghanistan, including construction of the Shatu Dam, and launched the 4th phase of community development projects worth $80 million. The Shatu Dam in the Kabul River Basin will provide drinking water to 2 million residents of Kabul city. India will also launch around 150 projects as part of the 4th phase of its high-impact community development projects initiative. Making the announcements, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar said India is committed to a long-term role for the development of Afghanistan and called for an immediate and comprehensive ceasefire in the war-torn country.
I'm happy to announce today an agreement with Afghanistan for building the Shatu Dam, which would provide safe drinking water to 2 million residents of Kabul city. It builds on the 202-kilometer full-head Kumri transmission line of 2009, through which we provided power to the city. India will also launch Phase 4 of high-impact community development projects in Afghanistan, which include around 150 projects worth $80 million.
In some international news now, US President-elect Joe Biden on Monday announced key figures for his cabinet, picking longtime foreign policy advisor Antony Blinken to be his Secretary of State and former US Chief Diplomat John Kerry as his special climate envoy. Joe Biden nominated the Cuba-born lawyer Alejandro Mayorkas to lead the Department of Homeland Security, which oversees immigration. US President-elect also picked Avril Haines, the former deputy CIA director, as his Director of National Intelligence, the first woman to ever hold that position. Biden also said that longtime diplomat Linda Thomas Greenfield will be nominated to serve as his ambassador to the United Nations with status as a cabinet member. Jake Sullivan, who was a security aide to Biden when he was vice president, has been appointed White House National Security Advisor. Joe Biden has also named 2 longtime Capitol Hill aides to his legislative affairs team, Rima Dodin and Siobhan Zargoff. They will serve as deputy directors of the White House Office of Legislative Affairs. The team will be tasked with turning Biden's long list of campaign promises into legislative blueprints and ushering them through a closely divided House and Senate. Martyrdom Day of Guru Tegh Bahadur, the 9th Guru of the Sikhs, is being observed across the country. This day is also remembered as Shahidi Divas. President Ramnath Kovind paid tributes to Guru Tegh Bahadur on his Martyrdom Day. In his message, the President said, Guru Tegh Bahadur's sacrifice inspires all of us to unite for the true service of humanity. The President also said, Guru Tegh Bahadur's teachings and work will continue to spread the spirit of love and patriotism. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu also paid homage to Guru Tegh Bahadur. He said that Guru Tegh Bahadur's supreme sacrifice to protect the human rights of people will continue to inspire generations to come. And that's it from us in this bulletin. But before we leave, we once again appeal to all our viewers to stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Wear face masks, wash hands and face regularly, and maintain physical distancing while stepping outside. Remember, these simple precautions are all that it takes to defeat the pandemic. Good night, and thank you very much for your time.